Hey guys, welcome back to Obscene Studios here at the String Picker channel. Um, Apologize for my voice. I had a throat thing going on, so just bear with me on that. This is part three of the Basui. I have called it Crip, which is got an amazing story behind it. But I call this Crip. This is Crip. All my guitars have names. I have, if you look behind me, that's Donnie. That's Draco there. Over here we have Eden, and that's Richie. This is Thumper, and this right here is Red. Uh, so I wanted to name this guitar, but I couldn't think of a name for it. So last Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. I come in here to do a video, and I got the video shot for the group that I'm in, and that shares their music and stuff on this group. So I went ahead and shot the video. Well, I set the guitar in this stand, and which is a really good stand, but it doesn't have the little thing like this one does that you can put across and lock it. And I put a strap on it, and I put it in that stand, the bass side to the back, 7-string side to the front. Well, then I went to scoot over to my laptop, and when I did, the wheel of my chair caught on the strap and pulled it over. And it smacked the ground 7-string side down, which did absolutely no damage, none whatsoever. There's not a ding anywhere. Not even, I thought it might have done something to the nut or something like that, but it didn't. What it did, the bass neck flexed, and when it did, it popped out of the neck pocket. So the neck come off. And I'm thinking, great, here we go. Well, after looking at it for a minute, I thought, that is a super easy fix. So I grabbed some Titebond, which I recommend. I know there are probably better glues out there, but for something that's readily available at just about any hardware store, that's the stuff you need to get. Sanded the neck down and all the glue out of the neck pocket down here, and put it right back on. There was not a chip, not a crack, nothing. It just, this neck, when the 7-string side hit, this neck flexed, and when it flexed back up, it just was enough to pop that apart back here in the glue, which Titebond will not allow that happen now. I mean, it's going to be, if this breaks the next time, it will not be replaceable. I'll just have to route out this whole thing and put a brand new neck in it. So anyway, I put the neck back in it after I got it glued, sanded, cleaned up, glued, clamped it in there for about, I don't know, day and a half, something like that. Put strings back on it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Nothing. So I did name it Crip because of that. And then I did swap stands and put it in one that has the locking back, and to keep it from falling over. And if it does fall over, it's going to take the whole stand with it. And I've tried. I put it in there, locked it up, and I've just hit the back to see, and it would take a considerable amount of force for that thing to fall over. So that's a really good stand, and I paid. They're worth some money. It's not your typical guitar stand. So yeah, that was a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. Uh, but once I got it back on there and checked it, leveled it out when I got the strings back. Well, I really didn't have to level it out, because when I got the strings back on and added tension to it, the neck straightened right back out to where it was. And that was it. I do have, there are pros and cons to this guitar. There's pros and cons to every guitar. I don't care who you are. Like I said in the last video, you go out and buy a guitar from a guitar shop, and I guarantee you one of two things is going to happen. You're going to tell that guitar shop guy, hey, can you set this up for me? Or you're going to take it home and you're going to set it up yourself. So you always have to work on the guitar to make it yours, which is basically what I have to do with every guitar that I have. I learned this stuff a long time ago where I wouldn't be out tons of money paying for somebody to set up my guitars and everything. I'm just one of those guys that always fix stuff myself. I've always been good with auto mechanics, with electronics, with stuff like this. Always been pretty decent with that. So I had to do things to it. If you noticed, I had to put some string trees right here, which greatly, it didn't come with string trees. That was one con, but I did put string trees in. Going to have to put not a string trees, but a bar over here to kind of hold those down, because if you get crazy on this A string, it will slide right out of the nut. Uh, if you pluck that thing and then let it go without your finger on the fretboard holding the note, it'll slide out of that nut. And so it doesn't now. Of course, I put my little dampener on it, and that helps hold it down some. So it does pretty good now. It doesn't do that anymore. But I am going to get one of those bars to go across that to kind of keep them pulled down some so they won't, Sorry about the cough, guys, and the throat thing. Uh, as you've seen in the intro, that was just something right off the whim. That was just some kind of little bluesy backing track I found, and I really didn't write that. I just kind of improvised, and so I'm sorry. There was some bass mess ups. You can see me fondling for, notes on the bass, which is something I've never had to do. I've always had frets to go by. Now I have side markers, and on a 7-string guitar, it didn't have fret markers on the neck, but because it had frets, I knew where to go. On this, completely different. I will say that it is teaching me to know where your like 8th and 10th frets are, or your 4 and 6s are, and stuff. So it's teaching me. So that's not really a con. One big complaint I had with it to begin with, which I don't now, is when I'm playing lead. Uh, when I play lead, used to, when I would get down and I would get down here and I would curve my fingers, slam them like that. A lot of people do that. It is a bad habit in a way, but it does take some stress off your hand to do it like that. But this guitar, because it has a gap between the necks, it kind of binds your thumb up a little. You've only got maybe 1.25 inches right here up to about almost 2 inches there. But when you get up here on the top and try to do that, I don't know if you can see my thumb, but right at the base of my thumb, it is against this, and it is very hard to do. It messes where you're playing. But this side is teaching me to play like this. And I'm not a lead player by no means. I can do slow leads and stuff, but by no means am I fast. I have polyneuropathy. That kind of takes that away from you. But you can run, it's teaching me to run my scales with my fingers straight up and down. So if you players out there, uh, I'm not telling you to buy this guitar. The company doesn't want me to tell you to buy this guitar. They give it to me free for the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into submitting videos to their page. But these retail for somewhere around $400, $500 to $600, somewhere around in there. I guess it depends on what you get. I can't even remember what this one listed for. I just wanted this one because it had a 5-string fretless bass and a 7-string guitar. I've not had a 7-string guitar in a long time, and I really, really like having one again. It teaches me quite a bit of extended range playing. So it's got a great tone. This pickup I plan on probably changing in the future. It runs in at 12K on the ohm meter, like 1205 in the last video. I plan on changing that out. I would love to put maybe some Seymours in there or something like that later on. But the clean sound, turn up the neck pickup. But yeah, it's got a great sound to it. I don't know how well y'all can hear that. Uh, but I'm just 100% enjoying this guitar. It is definitely something that I never ever thought I would own. Wasn't even planning on owning this guitar because when I joined that group, I just wanted a place to share my music. I never win anything. I always say that the only thing I ever win is a chance to try again. Well, that's the truth. And I told my wife the day that neck fell off of it or broke off of it. I told her, I said, "This is proof. I don't win anything. It's going to cost me at some point or another." So, and it did. I lost about a day and a half, uh, but it was a simple fix. I went out and grabbed my foam sander and I sanded her down pretty good. And I got hand sanded the neck pocket out, made sure there was no cracks anywhere, not in the neck, not in the headstocks, nowhere. There's nothing. And then I just clamped that neck right back on there. I moved the strings out of the way on this side and I just clamped her back, made sure it was on the right angle, made sure it was good and straight, and then just let it sit on the bench and dry. And she's good as new. I mean, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have known anything happened to it. But that's me. That's my luck. So I for right now I keep it in this stand that has a locking thing. This stand, no more. That body style, that's a con to me. Looks metal as I don't know what, but I just don't like that body style. I'm not crazy about it. Uh, but it does feel good in the hands. Got a whole lot of neck dive on, especially on the bass side. Not so much on the 7-string side. I think because of the way it rests on my leg. You got that horn that comes over your leg down here at the bottom on the 7-string side, and it does really good. It's got some neck dive when you put the strap on the 7-string side, but not really that bad. But when you flip it over to the bass side and you got that big horn up here and nothing down here, and you let that bass go and it just falls over. It does a big huge neck dive. So uh, gigging with it probably out of the question. Uh, but fun with it, it is a lot of fun. I'll just tell you, it's a lot of fun. I've been creating a lot of stuff with it, playing around with it. I love the bass side of that thing. Such an amazing sound. But yeah, this is part 3. Just wanted to do a little demo in the beginning, share a few more things about this guitar. I think I mentioned in the last video that it doesn't have toggle switch to go between pickups. It has actually a volume knob for each pickup, and you can mix them ever how you want, which is really more versatile than having a toggle switch. But yeah, it's something else. I'll just tell you. I have gotten a few comments out there about the guitar, and some have been, for the majority, have been really good. Some people, oh, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe so. But I don't care if it's a Hello Kitty guitar. If I sit down and I play it and it sounds good, I like it. If it feels good when I'm playing, I like it. Now I will admit this didn't really feel all that great when I first got it because of binding my thumb between the two necks, but I benefited from that. It taught me to play with my fingers straight up and down, and which has improved my accuracy somewhat, and it's exercising my hand to get adjusted to that. So to those people, I just have to say this: everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I'm not, by no means saying my opinion is law. I'm not saying that. I have an opinion of all my guitars. Every single one of them, I have an opinion of it. Some of them good, some of them bad. Uh, I may, if I got on there today and I said, Old Thumper here is the best fretted bass on the market, there would be people come after me saying, oh, you need to get a Fender Precision bass. Oh, you need to get this. You need to get that. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't like Fender basses. Maybe I don't like this or that. Maybe I bought this thing, got a good deal on it, played it, and it's amazing. Maybe that is my opinion. Uh, so, you know, as far as people out there that want to hate on stuff like that, you know what? The best thing to do is to play it yourself. Don't be talked into it. Just see it somewhere. I know people that play flying V's, and I hate flying V's with a passion. I hate them, and I'll tell you why. The first thing that's going to happen to that guitar is a big hunk of paint missing off on one of those horns in the back. Because what am I going to do? I'm going to destroy it. I will set it in a stand. It'll bump the floor, chip the paint gone off of it. I'm going. I mean, look at this one. This one fell flat on his face, and the neck on the bass side broke off. I mean that's why that's a con to me. Now, however, it does feel good in the hands. It does play good. It does have a good sound to it. So I'm not complaining. It was free. I didn't pay for it. But there are people out there that love guitars like, you know, flying V's and all this stuff. No, I don't. Never. I've had two flying V's in my life and have destroyed the paint job on both of them. I will not have them. I don't like BC Rich Warlocks. I love how they sound, love them. But as soon as I set one down, it's going to have paint missing. So best thing to do in that situation for me is to buy them already used. Uh, so yeah, basically that's part three. I would just like to say to you guys, thank you for, I just hit 50 subscribers. It may not be a big deal to some of you, but it's kind of a big deal to me to know that I've got like content that people actually want to see. That's pretty cool. Um, also want to say a huge happy birthday to my youngest brother today, Brandon. He was over here yesterday, and we had a cookout for him and everything. He hit 40, and I let him know once you get to 40, the check engine light comes on and it never shuts off. So he's going to have problems from here on out, and everything. But I just want to say, Brandon, happy birthday! Welcome to the 40s, and I hope it treats you well. I love you. Uh, to the rest of you out there, I would just say happy. Today is Sunday for me. You might be seeing this on another day, but happy Sunday. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the feedback that I get in some of my videos. I've gotten, like I said, new subscribers. I'm finally at 50 now. That was kind of a milestone for me because I was looking at it like, well, if I don't reach 50 inside of this time period, I'm just not going to mess with it no more. But it's fun to me. I like doing stuff like this. I like for you guys to see stuff like this. Um, so Yeah, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Videos will be getting a little better along the way. I'm still learning a lot of stuff, still trying to build this empire. Right now, it's an outhouse, but before long, hopefully, it'll be a castle. Who knows? Um, and I've got more stuff coming in the future. Thinking about doing a guitar kit, putting getting a bare naked one and putting it together, staining it myself, doing all that. I'd like to take you guys through that process. I've put rebuilt guitars and stuff before. I've never built one from scratch, but I do want to kind of do the kit and that way and do it the way I want it done. So that's maybe coming in the future. I've got a part 4 coming to this, and but I have to get more of these. I use wireless in here because it's a small room. I don't want cords all over the place. I've already got enough as it is, but I have these wireless systems. I just bought a set the other day because I wanted to run one to the bass, one to the amp, bass amp, one to my Carvin, and then put one in each side of this guitar. That way I could do, stuff like that. I bought these about 6 months ago. They're Aklot, I guess, Aklot. Don't buy these. These are junk. This is an absolute waste of money. I played these for 6 months. When someone starts a microwave in your house, you have to stop playing because it cuts in and out. When I bought these new ones and I come home, plugged them up to the charger, and I plugged these in because I wanted to sit down and play for a little bit, and they went from tone to a real high pitched sound and died. Do not work anymore. Will power on, tried to swap between the bands on it. There's a little button for that to get a better, will not work. Absolute junk. Do not waste your money on these. I did go out with the new ones and paid more money for a little better quality product. And these are the Flatsons, and I really like these. They move kind of the same way as the other ones do, and these are really cool. You can get up to, I think, maybe over 100 feet from the amp with this, and still pick up everything. It does really good. So part 4 is probably going to be plug both sides into both amps, kind of do a little thing, demo between the two, or whatever. So, but for now, thank you, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, consider it. I'm a little funny every now and then when I don't have throat stuff going on and feeling like, how I'm feeling right now. You're welcome to step in anytime except for when the door's closing, which I always say it's time to get out. Kind of my running joke on the end of the video. But come back to the channel anytime. Comment, like, share, do all that stuff. I'm not going to sit here and tell you have to do those things. I will tell you that it helps me out a lot, and I know when I get to a certain point, I'm going to start doing some giveaways and stuff. I don't want to buy subscribers. I don't want to do that. It feels wrong to say, hey, subscribe to the channel and I'll give away this guitar. I don't want to do that. I would much rather donate it to someone that it's going to help them out. Maybe a subscriber that watches my channel is like, man, he's got cool guitars. I wish I had those, or whatever. And then just having a little thing and doing that. Once I get to that point, that's way on down the road at the rate I'm going right now. But I would like to start doing that at some point, just sort of give back to you guys. But for now, inspire, yet be inspired. The doors are closing.